Hello everyone, and welcome to a tour of our 2001 Bavaria 42. I'm going to do a walkthrough of the deck and the engine.
And then I'll take you down below to our living quarters. We bought the boat, did about a 4-month super quick refit, and then we moved on full time. If you're interested in everything we did to get Loon ready to sail, make sure you check out those videos. We did lots of work in the boatyard.
We've had so many questions about how much we purchased the boat for. Make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video where we tell you the purchase price. Let's take you for a walkthrough and show you everything about it. Let's start the walkthrough at the bow and we will work our way back. So follow me up. One of the most important upgrades we did to Loon. Right here we have our Rockna 25 kg or 55 pound anchor. And connected to that we have a Mantis S2 swivel and over 200 feet of 3/8 chain. When we bought the boat, we put a brand new 120% Genoa on, so this is our new head sail. This is pretty much the sail we use every time. So moving back, this is one of my favorite features about the boat, is we have a forward fender slash line, whatever you want, storage up here. It's actually a massive space, so it's super useful, keeps the rest of the boat uncluttered. We have a nice big forward deck. It's good for whatever you want to do, tanning, working out, so that's fun. On this boat we have 55 gallons of diesel and 95 gallons of water in the built-in tanks. We have 2 water tanks, 1 diesel tank, which is not a whole lot, so this is our solution. We have an extra 20 gallons of diesel and 15 gallons of gas. On the opposite side, we have our paddleboard. And here we come back to, obviously, our mainsail. We don't use our mainsail a huge amount. It's an original sail to the boat, so it's original to 2001. It's an in-mast furling sail, so it doesn't have any battens. And over the years, it's stretched out a bit, so that is definitely one thing we will look to replace. It has a very bad shape, but does work, it does do its job, so that's that. Coming aft even more, we have our Starlink, which is essential for living on a boat, I would say. And then we have 2 50-watt solar panels on deck and 2 100-watt solar panels on top of our spray hood. Gives us a total of 300 watts. It's nowhere near enough, so we hope to eventually get more. The spray hood is brand new in 2024, so we love this. Works great, keeps the sun off our faces. Coming down into the cockpit, let's start off with our new electronic. We installed a new Raymarine Axiom 9 chart plotter, I think it is. And we also have a new autopilot system. The old one was broken. Older depth gauge, which still worked, so we decided not to replace it. Phone mount for my Navionics and satellite overlays, and then I use the Raymarine as an extra chart plotter. We don't have any wind instruments on this boat. We do have a plastic wind vane at the top of the mast, which we can see. We have a pretty small cockpit layout. It's not the most comfortable cockpit, to be honest, but we make it work. In our cockpit we have 2 cockpit lockers. Show you those. So we use these for our portable generator, excess water, lines, shore power cables. We have one on this side and one on this side here. Looking back even more, we have this seat which folds up, and these cables come across when we are offshore, so we can have an enclosed cockpit. When we want our cockpit open, we can put this down. and it gives us a little sugar scoop area. It's our propane storage. So here is where we keep one propane tank, and on the other side is a storage locker for another propane tank. Both of them drain off the back of the boat and are completely separate from the cabin. So that's awesome. We can keep a lot of propane. We've been on the boat for 3 months and we've only used about 3/4 of one of our tanks. So back here we have a swimming ladder, and we also have a hot cold freshwater washdown. Back here I've installed my fishing rod holders, and here is our 30 amp shore power connection, water tank fill, and our diesel tank fill. We don't have nearly enough solar or power to run this boat without a generator, so here is our little portable inverter generator. Unfortunately, we have to run this twice a day. Our batteries cannot keep up, so that's one of the upgrades we will be doing soon, that's for sure. Better batteries. But it's our generator setup. I just plug it into the shore power. Right here, we have one of my favorite things, our Magma grill. Unfortunately, our cover for the grill and our bimini top blew off about a week ago in a storm. We should have taken it down, but we didn't see anyone else taking it down, so honestly we didn't think about it. You live and you learn. We'll get a new one and we'll make sure to take it down next storm. Right here we have our new Volvo Penta control panel. We repowered the boat with a Volvo Penta D250. We'll check that out when we go down below. And up here we have the control for our cockpit LEDs and underwater light on the transom. This boat is nice. Everything on the boat can be controlled from the cockpit. So we have 2 winches here, and we have 2 larger winches back here, and same on the other side. We do have a cockpit table that folds up here. It's not great, so we usually just eat down below, but that is something we do have and something we might work on fixing and making better in the future. Here we have our new clutches. We had this set and this set replaced. The old ones were completely broken. We've got them conveniently labeled for anyone who's on the boat and doesn't know where they go. They can help us sail easily. And here is our little boat garden. So we've got a basil plant, a cilantro plant, a pepper plant, radishes, which weren't the best idea because we can only eat 1 radish per plant, and a cherry tomato plant. Follow me down below and I will show you the engine, and then we'll hand over to Aurora and she'll give you a tour down below. Our companionway steps lift up and give us access to our diesel engine. So right here we have our Volvo Penta D250, and this boat actually has a sail drive. So we have Volvo Penta D250, new sail drive, and we have a gory 3-blade folding prop. So I think that's a pretty cool setup. The boat motor's at about, depends on the wind and waves, but about 6 knots at 2,000 RPMs, and we can get up to about 7.5 knots, 8 knots maybe. If you're interested in seeing how this engine was installed, it was pretty interesting to see. They had to crane it onto the boat. We have an engine install video, so check that out. The engine is also accessible from each cabin. You just have to pick off the side panels, and it gives quite good access to the engine, so it's easy for maintenance. This engine came with a 115 amp alternator, so I think that's a decent size alternator, and that feeds our 4 new... Windswept, Cookie Monster on 16. That feeds our 4 new AGM batteries. Under our Saloon cushions, we come to our battery and kind of electrical compartment. So check this out. We have battery envy for a lot of boats we see, but it does work. So we have 4 new 79 amp hour AGM batteries, and then we have 1 AGM starting battery. They're wired so that When we're using the house bank, we cannot drain the starting battery, and the starting battery is what's charged first by the alternator. And down here we have our 2 solar charge controllers. We do have straps to secure our batteries. We're just trying to figure out the best way to do that currently. So our power system isn't sufficient, and it's honestly quite a hassle keeping the batteries topped up. So one of our first upgrades we plan on doing is getting more solar, possibly lithium batteries, and putting a wind generator on the back. Let us know down below your opinions on wind generators, if you think that's a good idea or a bad idea.
So after coming down the companionway steps, we have 2 mirrored aft cabins on each side. We'll start off with this aft cabin. This is our guest room. So that's all set up. We have a nice bed in there. We have a full closet in here. And this bed, should I get in it? This bed, it's a bit hard to get into because this is pretty low, but once you're in here, it's a pretty big bed. You can fit 2 people, a little bit squished, but, and then we have some nice storage along the side as well. Okay, then we go to our other aft cabin, which we have turned into our garage. May look messy, but it is a organized mess. One thing I love in here is we have a bunch of big clear bins with food, so it's great storage for that. We have our fridge here. We're in need of some food. Got our raincoats, life jackets, and another closet in here, so lots of good storage in here. We have our EPIRB here for quick and easy access, and we have our grab bag in here as well. So coming out of the garage, over here we have our Nav Desk. We don't actually work here very often because right under the seat is our inverter, so your knees don't actually fit. It has a bunch of storage underneath. We have our DC and AC switch panel here. We have our VHF. So then beside our Nav Desk, we have our freezer. We have 2 Dometic CFX 45s, 1 fridge, 1 freezer. If you're interested in our review of these, let us know, because we have some opinions to share, that's for sure. So we have those. We have those because our fridge, we'll get to the fridge, but our fridge doesn't work. But before we get to the fridge, we'll go into our first head here. This is our designated shower. It's a wet head in here. So faucet pulls out and you can shower in here. Moving on to the Galley. This is the built-in fridge. Unfortunately, it wasn't working and we just said screw it and left because we wanted to sail. It was going to be super expensive to fix this, so this has become sort of a fruit and veg cellar. Normally we keep this open for airflow. One thing about Loon is there is lots of storage in here. We have all of our kitchen stuff here, click drawers, so nothing falls out while we're sailing. And then we have my pride and joy spice rack here. It saves lots of room not having to put those in the cabinets, and it's pretty. So I would recommend a good cordless vacuum if you're sailing. We have our stove here. Gimbaled stove. Works super great. This is a propane stove and oven. This is our oven here. When it's not in use, we store things in there. So under here, we keep our pots and pans for easy access while cooking. We also have our flares in here. Up here, we have our gas control panel for the propane. We have lots more storage up in here. Little paper towel. We have our compost bin if you're sailing. Don't forget to compost. It makes your garbage not stinky and reduces a lot of your waste. We have our sink over here. One upgrade I would love to do on this boat is put in big deep sink. This is pretty shallow and it's honestly annoying having 2 separate sinks, but it does the job. Some more storage along the bottom here. We have cutlery, you know, garbage. We have our little painting here, which I love. And then we move on to the salon. I love our salon. I think it's so spacious. Lots of people can sit around here. We've also had people sleep on the couch as well. There's lots of storage under these seats, which is great. We have our holding tank over here. More storage along the walls, some great big cabinets over there, which is amazing. Tons of storage. Then that brings us to the forward cabin, or the V-berth. So come on up. We have our forward head here. This was a wet head as well, but we converted it just into a normal head, and we just shower in the aft head. But yeah, lots of storage in here as well. Very spacious. Another pump toilet. No electric toilets. We're not fancy here. And yeah, so then coming into the V-berth, it's nice and spacious here. We replaced this mattress, so it's super comfy. We have a flat screen TV, tons of storage along the side here. Got these nice baskets to store clothes in. Goes all the way up. We have my side and then Ben's side over there. We have a great big hatch right above us, which is amazing. It funnels in so much air because we don't have AC. Well, we do have AC. We have a portable AC here, which we only use when we're plugged into power. Ben wins boyfriend of the year because he gave me the whole closet. So this is all mine. Full-size closet. I can fit so much stuff in here, so that is amazing. We have our little bench here, and then I installed a full-length mirror so you can check out your outfits, of course. There's 2 water tanks on the boat. One is up here under this bed, and the other one is in the aft cabin under that bed. We can carry a total of 95 gallons between both tanks, and we don't have a water maker, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll have one soon.
We love our boat. There's a lot of great stuff about it, but there's also a couple of things we hate. For example, the bilges. They're extremely shallow bilges, and they do not drain into one spot, which I do not understand. Anyways, let me show you. So this is the deepest point of our bilge. Maybe it goes a foot under the floorboards. And the bilge is about that deep, all the way back here to all the way up there. And it's flat, so they don't drain into the same spot. So if water gets in there, the only way to get it out is rip up the floorboards and sponge it up. Otherwise, unfortunately, you have a wet bilge.
Seems like a major design flaw. We hope you enjoyed this boat tour of Loon, but before we go, how much did this boat cost? Ben, what was the purchase price?
So we purchased Loon for $67,000 USD. We purchased her in Florida. The boat was not in good shape when we bought her. More money went in to make this happen. So we're thinking about doing a cost breakdown video. Comment down below if that's something you would be interested in seeing.
Make sure you subscribe to come along on our sailing journey on Loon. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help support us.
See you next time.
Bye.